All praises to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem Rakach double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone. Shalom, salutations to the hopeful elect that's fighting the good fight of faith and truth and sincerity and wholeheartedly. Shalom unto the Akwath, which is the women believers. Shalom unto you. It said, but he that shall endure unto the end, the same shall be saved. A very important scripture. You know, each day that you wake up, you're getting closer to the end of the end. The beginning of sorrows, the beginning of great death, famine, sword, destruction, that day. So right now we are on the path of the straight gate, but it's about to get more straighter. And even though we want that day to come, you got to understand what that day consists of. Scripture said he's going to have to shorten the days or it will be no flesh saved. That's how bad it's going to get out here. And then you be going through things that be turning your ass crazy, man, in this truth. Like, so enduring right now, we're going through a light affliction, as the scripture call it. That light affliction that we're going through right now is getting us mentally prepared for the Jacob's trouble affliction that we're about to come into, because each day you wake up, you're closer. As you watching, as Yahweh Shah said you should be doing, you see World War III is brewing up. We understand that the charagma, the mark of the beast, Revelation 13 and 16, got to come to pass before World War III goes into full-fledged. So that means that the charagma is right around the corner. Each day that you wake up, do you realize from 2020, when the pandemic started, into now, how that time flew by? It don't seem like the pandemic was 3 years ago, but yeah, it was 3 years ago. It flew by. So just imagine another 3 years from now. You got these people talking about, Agenda 2030, but then you hear a little sprinkling of 2024. They trying to bring everything to pass. So it's like, at the end of the day, everybody's on the Lord's time. They always throw out dates, just like this Fed now supposed to be this month. Hopefully it come to pass, So the thing is this, as we walk in this walk, it's all about enduring to the end. I'm always an advocate for prayer. Pray for strength to endure. Right now, every time that you think, pray seriously, because you got to understand, since we're closer to the end, that means demons is going to play with you more. And the thing is, they use people in situations that's close to you. So you got to stay prayed up. The Lord said that he would not put nothing more on us that we can bear, but he'll make a way for us to escape. And that's not literally always the process, like a situation where you can like leave. But no, the scriptures, man, the way that we escape is the scriptures, understanding that the Lord said that these things are going to happen unto us. And the Lord said that, if he for you, who should be against you? The Lord is in control. So as you walk this walk, it's a lonely walk. The Lord is preparing you. That's all. I think it's, what is that? Endure hardness. What is that? It says, therefore, endure hardness as a soldier of Yahweh Shah Mashiach. Soldier means solitary, which means to be alone. You could have a brotherhood, you could have brothers, but at the end of the day, you have to walk the walk. Everybody have to walk the walk individually. That's why the scripture says, search out your own salvation with fear and trembling. So when you come into this truth, you become a prisoner. You're a prisoner to Yahweh Shah. This is your life. Everything else is secondary. And it says, no man that warreth, which telling you that we are in a war every day. See, the people of the world ain't even in a war, even though they in a war. They don't know that they in a war. See, a war is easy when you Because the number one war that you go through is yourself, fighting yourself. But when you in the world, you ain't fighting yourself. You just succumbing to whatever your heart want to do. You know what? I want to smoke today. I'm smoking. I want to drink till I pass out. I'm doing that. I want to go to the club. I'm doing that. I want to eat what I want. I'm doing that. I want to sleep with whoever. It don't matter if she got a man. I'm doing that. You know? So the point is that when you live like that, you really don't go through the things that the men of the Lord go through, because we don't have those type of desires as in sins unto death, but we still want to live. We want to have fun. We want to have some girls. We want to do stuff like that. But we understand that those ways are the path of death. Now, you think that you can do that lifestyle and still be a man of the Lord? Go ahead and try. The Lord said evil communications corrupt good manners. I'm going to trust the scriptures and not my own thoughts. The scripture said that your heart is wicked and deceitful above all things. All right. So, no man that warreth entangle himself at the affairs of this life. When you understand that this life is just, I'll call it a passerby. That's what I call it. We here, we in captivity. As the scripture says in Micah 2:10, this is the place of not our rest. All right. So this is not the place of our rest. We are serving a judgment, a punishment. We supposed to humble ourselves, come back to the Lord that he could deliver us. So within doing that, the Lord gave us guidelines to follow. We're supposed to be following that to the best of our ability. So that means that your whole life is centered around Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua. So everything else is secondary. Family, friends, even your job. You got people who put their job over the Lord when the Lord is the one who blessed you with your job. And that's why you got a lot of people who took their serpent sauce in their arm. All right. Over their job, the fear of losing it. When the Lord said that prosperity, adversity, life and death, rich and poor come of the Lord. So if you would have stood stiffly for the name of the Lord would have stood stiffly for you and he would have blessed you. The men of the Lord didn't have to take the SHOT and they still doing good. So, and it says that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. So the Lord said, you have not chosen me, but I have chosen you. And to be a soldier, though. So the Lord, he put you in the battle. We are behind enemy's lines. And when you're behind enemy lines, you are in a battle. And we also in a spiritual battle. And that spiritual battle is about to turn physical. That's Jacob's trouble. The Lord also said that some men is going to get that power, because he said when the enemy come in like a flood, the Lord should set up a standard against them. That's Isaiah 59:19. And when you go into that word standard, nawas in the Hebrew, it said to fly, to disappear, to put to flight. So whatever the situation called for, you're going to be able to do that. All right. So it said, and if a man also strive for the masteries, yet is he not crowned except he strive lawfully. So you can go out there and preach all you want to. You can go out there and preach 7 days a week. If you're not doing it in truth and sincerity, it don't matter. You labor in vain. All right. And also, if you out there teaching another Yahushua, as I say, Galatians 1:6, scripture said, let him be a curse. So you got to do it lawfully, which means correct. The Lord gave us guidelines to follow them. Real simple task, as in the direction part. Keeping it 100%, talk about, following the law to the best of your ability and all of that. That's hard because you defiled. That's why Yahushua did what he had to do. Our salvation is dictate on the faith of Yahushua, but within the faith, it's an action word. 2nd Esdras 9:7, it said that, matter of fact, damn, I thought I knew it off the top, but I guess I didn't. It said, and everyone that shall be saved and shall be able to escape by his works and by faith, whereby you have believed. So works and faith goes together. All right. Faith is an action word. So no, it ain't 2 Corinthians. I think it's 1 Corinthians. It said, know ye not that they which run in a race run all, but one receiveth the prize. So run that you may obtain. All right. So, Apostle Paul is giving an analogy of, when you watch the Olympics, and I think it's 8 of them or 10, 8 or 10 that's racing. Guess what? Only one come in first place, which makes me think of the 2 Esdras 7. It said that only one man can walk this walk, and the narrow is so, the path is so narrow that only one man can walk at a time. That's how hard this truth is. Like, a lot of people don't understand what they got themselves into by even listening to the word. And that's why the scriptures talk about examining yourself. And also, scripture also says, be a doer of the word and not a hearer only. But for the ones who actually put their hand to the plow, that's an oath. And you do that to death. All right. So the scriptures talks about he that looketh back is not fitted for the kingdom of the Most High. Oh, yeah. And also in Luke 14, it talks about you're supposed to count the costs. A lot of people haven't counted the costs. That's why a lot of people fell out. See, long suffering is a very important word. Goes into patience. And within the patience, it's difficult. Because Proverbs 13 and 12, it said hope deferred, which means delayed. Make up the heart sick. So while you waiting on this, you going crazy, demons fucking with you, your wife, turning on you some days, your kids bad as hell, your boss piss you off, your co-workers, but then the other thing that bothers you the most, vexed by the conversation of the wicked. You have to be here, look at this, hear this, and you are subjected to this until the Lord take it out the way. And so it says, and everyone that striveth for the masteries is temperate in all things, which means to be disciplined. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible. Because you got people out here who sold their soul to obtain a corruptible crown, like this paper money, fame of this world, fame and status of this world. That's a corruptible crown. See, the scripture says that he that love his life shall lose it. So we lost our life, which we automatically means we're going to save our life because we lost our life in this world. Matter of fact, let me get that. It said, he that loveth his life shall lose it, and he that hateth his life in this world shall keep it unto life eternal. That's hard for a lot of people. That's why this truth is a stumbling block. That's why those who are still going hard praise Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, because guess what? Ain't none of us worthy, and the Lord just had mercy. That's it. It's not because you special. It's not because you good. Because the Lord had mercy. So verse 26, I therefore so run, not as uncertainly, so fight I, not as one that beateth the air. Try to beat the air. You gonna be swinging for days. All right. Remind me of the what's that? Boys in the Hood, when Trey, when he came, his girl was near alone. He came in the house. Basically, he said, "Doe, let me out, let me out." When they was about to go shoot up, I forgot who, but then he came back to the house, started swinging, crying. That's beating the air. And that's an analogy for know what you're a part of, know what you're fighting for. And if you know what you're a part of and know what you're fighting for, you know that everything that come with it. You understand the vexations of the spirit. You understand of irritation from the demons. You also understand that there's a reward at the end. For surely there is an end, and our expectation shall not be cut off. Proverbs 23 and 18. And it said, but I keep under my body and bring it into subjection, lest that by any means, when I have preached to others, I myself shall be a castaway. Talking about being a hypocrite. You can't be out there talking about, not to do this and not to do that, but you do this and do that. All right. So we don't preach ourselves. We preach Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai. We also walk to walk to the best of our ability. So when people do see us, they have something to look at. Because the scripture says this. I think it's 33 and 17. I think it is. Yep. Consider that I labor not for myself only, but for all them that seek learning. So even though the scripture says that tell them whether they hear or forbear, for the ones who hear, that's who we out there for the elect, which we hope to be part of the elect. The scriptures talks about warn the house of Israel that y'all blood don't be upon our hands. So we ended on this. Oops. Darn it. What is it? 24. Let's say, and take heed to yourselves, lest at any time your hearts be overcharged with surfeiting and drunkenness and the cares of this life, and so that day come upon you unawares. So to be surfeiting is talking about being in lust. So, and also that's why the scripture said, use the world not as abusing it, for the fashion of this world passeth away. So while you continue planning trips, thinking that the Lord is going to come not in your lifetime, or you got more time to be a NIGGA, you know what, I got like 5 more years to continue to do what I want to do, then I'm gonna come into the truth. That's why the scripture said that this day don't come upon you unawares. That's why you got scriptures talking about he gonna come upon you as a thief in the night. But he said it ain't gonna come upon us as a thief in the night, because we are the children of the day and y'all are the children of the night. So the cares of this life is a big ass stumbling block. And that's because you don't have understanding. For as a snare shall it come upon all them that dwell on the face of the whole earth. But watch ye therefore and pray always, that ye may be accounted worthy to escape all these things, which is telling you that we have to go. This straight gate is about to get more straighter, man. Each day that you wake up, you closer. So it's all about enduring to the end. It's all about praying to endure to the end. And also right here, worthy to escape all these things that should come to pass and to stand before the Son of Man. That's another prayer that you need to pray. All right, to be accounted worthy to stand, to give me the strength to stand. And while I'm standing, please lead me in the right way. Guide my footsteps, man. That's the prayer. So as we get closer, like I said, 3 years zoomed. We about to be in 2024. Watch. We already in July. That's about to zoom by fast. So that means 4 years from the pandemic, it just zoomed by fast. So another 4 years ain't nothing. Now, and also the days is speeding up for the elect's sake. So man, just continue to stay prayed up, and hopefully this video is edifying. And shalom.